Yeah, I had to change your thing to guest instead of producer. I guess producer just gets
I just
I
get
don't
to
know.
lurk in the backgrounds, man. Just be a background
Yeah,
man.
exactly. But I wonder if he could even hear you, or do we just like let's just say there was like a producer situation. Like, does the
Oh,
producer hear you,
and
or
I'm just in the
just
background.
yeah? That's what I'm kind of curious about.
I wonder. You'd have to look back at that old recording.
Yep, I guess we'll find out the hard way.
Well, scratch everything we just talked about because none of it matters anymore because we have to fake it and do it again.
Yeah, we're not doing all that.
And you'll never know if we are or not.
Hmm. Yeah, I don't remember that conversation at all. But all right. So what's this shit show called?
This is the bro line show for dudes that chop the line in the lead to try to get away from each other.
That sounds exactly right. Setting the tone off right out of the gate. The show's gonna be filled with sarcasm. What else?
We're just here
Fake
rooting for all
news.
the guys that, aspire to do good lead runs. Oh, fuck. You keep texting me, man. Hold on.
I texted you 20 minutes ago, my guy.
Yeah, it fucking double dings every 2 minutes.
Yeah. Um, but we'll see. Uh, where are we at with this? What are we doing here? This show is gonna be about everything drifting and not anything in particular.
Not just the competition stuff, but like
Yeah, not
just
like
the
that shit
stuff.
drifting pro
All
am show. Yeah.
I don't know who the fuck would talk about pro rhyme solely. I mean, what do those guys even have to say?
Uh, the pro wannabe thing that George made.
What
Yeah.
are those guys even
The pro am
talking
guys.
about?
I love pro am. I think I will absolutely go back, but that it's a weird scene
Yeah, seems like
where
it.
you kind of like you do a little brown nosing to the pros. I mean, I don't, but I know there are drivers that do.
I feel like you should just pick the most fun looking series and go drive with whoever's the hardest there.
Yeah, I'd like to drive hot pit, but they have made it clear I am not invited until I am.
Just sneak in, man. Who's gonna stop you? Security?
Uh, that's a good point. I'll just give them somebody else's name. It's not like they check ID at the door.
Exactly. You
Good
could be
point.
anybody. You could be Carlos tomorrow, not
Yeah.
Jerald.
There you go.
I
There
mean,
you
just
go.
sub into somebody else, really. Buy the registration, go in, call it a day. You could be Luke
And
Fink next
hopefully,
round.
yeah, with an American accent. Then, and I look Mexican.
And a BMW,
There you go. All the wrong
not a
parts.
Corvette.
And I'm pretty sure he's taller.
If he's taller than
He ain't no
you, I
short.
don't.
He ain't no
That's
short king.
that's crazy. I'm not even
Probably.
sure
I
how
don't know.
tall he is though.
I'm only fucking 5'6" with my boots on, so
Need bigger boots.
those are the biggest ones I could find. Um, what's going on in drifting recently? Did you watch the Drift League at all?
A little bit. It was I didn't watch all the way through. I kind of got bored around the qualifying section.
Mm-hmm.
I watched like two battles while I was at the
Uh huh.
bar,
Uh huh.
and they just seemed to be running away from each other from right then. But then it seems like everybody. I don't know what it is. I watched the final too, where TJ went against that Dino guy, and it just seems like neither of them had the pace for each other somehow, but they both gapped each other in the lead.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know
Um,
what that's about, but
that's the interesting thing about Pro Am. That's how it always is until you get to like the final four, and then everybody starts. Um, the chase drivers get a little bit closer and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Um, I know that their top 16 battles they only had like 3 or 4 because they didn't have a full 16 drivers, and
Mm.
not because they didn't have enough drivers registered. I don't think enough drivers qualified.
Yeah,
Um,
that's kind of hard.
yeah, and that happens, and
Yeah.
it's and then Talk is a judge now for the Drift League, and he's very particular about what he wants. He'll give you a 0 because you fucking sneezed on injury. Like he
Yeah,
doesn't
I saw
care.
people getting zeros for handbraking in the transition, which I
Mm-hmm.
understand if it's like strictly forbidden. It's just kind of random considering it's a freaking soccer field in between there.
Yeah, yeah. He really does like to separate the men from the boys, as they call it,
Oh
when
shit.
in pro am too. Like sometimes I'm kind of surprised. Um, but he's also the one that when I almost ran over David, he was like, "Don't worry about him." He's like, "He shouldn't have been there." He has a very
I
fuck you
mean, it was a
attitude.
pretty dumb spot to stand.
No, he was walking across. He's like,
Oh,
"I'm
the pit
safe."
entrance, the track entrance. Yeah, no,
Yeah, you've been to balcony before, right?
just Cadillacs on track. I've never been there. I've seen it though. Looks
Yeah,
all
it's
right.
that was in the E46. That was the first
Is it bigger or is it smaller than it looks?
balcony.
Yeah.
I don't know how to answer that. What tracks have you been to here? I know you
Apple
lived here for a little
Valley
bit,
and
right?
Adams. That's it.
Damn,
And it was Grange.
I want to, huh?
It
At the
was
time it
Grange
was
when I
green.
was there.
I want to say that balcony can be faster than Apple Valley. Actually, it is kind of faster. Um,
Yeah. It
but
just
it
seems like
is
there's
just
so
that
much
skid pad.
opportunity there, and the lines they come up with are just kind of very obscure.
They are some are trash. There used to be an old Just Drift layout that was kind of weird. They would have you kind of like the normal entrance. I don't know if you've ever seen anything they do at
Yeah, you
balcony,
enter
especially
in
like during
from the right, go to the left,
uh-huh
and then around
the
the
house.
wall. Yeah, the
Depending on
house.
how they call it the house. Well, they used to do it where they would come in. You would kind of have like an outer zone as that dirt area
Yeah.
where the hill is, and then you
Hmm.
would go to the wall. And as soon as you got to the wall, you would go not ride the wall to go around the house, but you would get to the wall as like a touch and go, and
Hmm.
then drive around the house with the house being on your left side, as opposed to you going around it on your right.
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah,
Yeah, it
that makes
used to be
sense.
almost like a figure eight.
Yeah, it's kind of random.
So, uh, yeah, they always have different things, and then I've seen other layouts that I just didn't love, where they had, I think it was for the Drift League for round one, they had them coming in from the left side, and as soon as because the way that track is kind of laid out, um, they had them coming into the left side to shoot right. They basically just had them go the opposite way they would normally go, and
Yeah,
it didn't do so well. It
yeah,
was
it looks
okay.
pretty dumb.
It's the track does not. Every time they have something set up, it's never like a well flowing situation. Not like the way they had uh, this last round at Speedway at
Hmm.
Willow Springs. Like that was a good flowing track. It didn't seem like it was too bad.
Yeah, it wasn't like a high speed to low speed kind of scenario like most tracks
Yeah,
are.
that's what I mean.
Um,
Hmm.
if you have a track that just starts whatever speed and it maintains a certain momentum throughout the whole way, you can't really beat it because you're not just constantly fighting
Hmm.
slowdowns and weird shit. Just opening up like a an invitation for doing dumb shit,
Pandora's
and then
box,
you,
really.
yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
it's
Yeah,
kind
it
of
does
silly.
kind of like fuck you a little bit. Hmm. Um, there was that. So what? TJ Hunt won with
Yeah.
what's his name? Ruger in second, and
Okay.
he is fucking tall. I don't know if you saw the podium pictures, but you have
No,
TJ Hunt on top of the box, on the top box, and then Ruger in second place, and he's like still towering him.
that's crazy.
Yeah, he's fucking huge.
I feel like it's
And
a
then
very
Dino
fitting name for
Child,
being a super tall guy.
Ruger.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't remember his first name. Um, I I remember like he and I have always followed each other on Instagram, but we've never met. And he was I've never seen him. I remember he had like a picture of a I want to say he had a 350Z, and then
Hmm.
he just disappeared. I never saw him, and then out of nowhere, he came back this year with that E92.
Yeah, I mean, you guys kind of walk in different zip codes, so he's up in the
Yeah, yeah,
clouds,
but I would.
you're down on Earth. You know.
That's fair. Yep.
Yeah, you probably wouldn't see him too
I'm
much.
down here with the peasants.
The
Yeah, I would have
normals.
assumed I would have met him at an event, but then again, I don't really go to events outside of me not driving, and since I haven't driven a lot in general, probably doesn't help either.
Are you one of those people that avoid events when you're not driving?
It's not that I avoid them. I went a lot last year,
Uh huh.
but since I'm a little busier this year with like trying to build my car, I haven't gone to any. Because
Vibes.
like every time when I do have time outside of my personal life, like I'm in the garage.
Yeah, I tend to ignore my cars a lot more.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know. I just kind of have a lot of time. I feel like I'm not like going to events every month or anything like that. So it's just kind of
That's fair.
take a little bit bigger breaks in between. Work on the car slowly. I've been trying to work on mine to get it like driving on the street. Just because I kind of had it like that the first year, and then I
Hmm.
stopped because I didn't want to have to work on it so much. Um, but then yeah, it's just been a trailer queen for the past like 2 years. But probably gonna drive it around some more now.
What happened to your silver E46?
Oh, it's in my driveway. It's blown up.
What made you get the blue one? Like, what was the whole
I
story
only
behind that?
bought that one because it was cheaper and less time to buy that car than it would be to buy a motor and put it in a silver car.
Ah, that makes sense. I
Basically, I'm
imagine you took
lazy.
all your parts off of it,
I took
or
whatever
no?
was useful. I didn't take everything from it. It just kind of sat in a blown up state. I put it on jack stands.
Uh huh.
Um, I took the coilovers off of it. That was about it. That was the only thing I swapped from the car itself and the bucket seat.
Hmm.
But everything else was like new parts that I had sitting around waiting, anyways. Different
Gotcha.
stuff. That car actually like sat
And
on a lift for like probably about 4 or 5 weeks, and I think yeah, about that long. And I put like all the parts on at work.
might as well. If I imagine you have access to a lift that works, it's a little easier.
Yeah, pretty much. It was pretty easy. We would just not be busy, and I would just clock out and go work on my car
Hmm.
in the middle of the day. When you're just sitting
Huh,
behind a
well,
computer, you just get the bug, you know. Especially since it's sitting right across from you. Say fuck it.
like might as well.
Exactly.
Um, what events have you been doing this year? Because I know you've gone to a few, right?
I've only gone to one event this year. I've been
What?
yeah, I've only been drifting one time. One
Jesus, where'd you
time.
go?
I went to Mid Pond, like I have been for like every event in the last almost 2 years. I feel like,
Hmm.
but it was a friend's birthday, Galib, and I just went to
Hmm.
go hang out with them. I painted the car the whole week of, ahead of time, ahead of the event, with some other friends, and kind of banged that out. Pretty much only finished putting it together like when it was getting on the trailer to leave. Got
Gotcha.
out of work early, all kinds of shit. Got out of work, went over there to finish putting the car together, swept through all my clothes, and drove 5 hours to Mid Pond.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's pretty unpleasant.
What's like the farthest you've had to travel so far? Because I know you're out in the middle of fucking nowhere
Nowhere.
when it
Yeah.
comes to like a racetrack.
So North Louisiana is on I-20 basically, and it's about 5 hours to almost every track. I've driven my silver car to Memphis, which is about like eight
Okay.
to 9 hours, and I drifted Stupid Cold. It's like a winter event, car
Hmm.
show slash thing, and it was pretty crazy.
Hmm.
But street driving the car down one set of tires, driving back on that same set was pretty wild. But
Did
I
you have it like
drifted.
your drift set up while you were driving it?
Oh yeah, I don't change. I'd never change the setup on that car. It was just like a street car, that drifted. So
Jesus Christ.
yeah, but I mean, I didn't lose any tires or anything like that. Um, I just had some really worn Milestars on and drove all the way back. But I mean, it's a E46. You aren't gonna die.
Those mile stars were something else.
Yeah, what a time. They were super cheap. You got them hot and they would just fucking become goop. But they were consistent
Yes.
at
Yes, they
least.
would. Yeah, as soon as we boiled them. But I remember like the Achilles, the not the 123s, obviously, but
The trash tire, ATR
yeah, I
Sports.
can't remember. There you go, the ATR Sport twos.
Yeah,
I remember like getting a lap on them as soon as they got hot. They just fucking greased up and they were gone.
yeah. I don't think I've seen anybody successfully drift on those without delamming or anything like that.
You know who said they used to prefer that tire was, and this is like just hearsay and not from the horse's mouth, but I heard Dean Carnage used to like those, or Carnegie, however you pronounce his name. He used to
I
practice
feel
on
like
those.
I feel like it didn't matter what tire you put on that car, anyways, because of how much power it had.
He was
It's
going to
kind of
melt them
a
anyways. That's fair.
exactly. It would just melt anything. You probably wouldn't even give it time
Yeah.
to delam because it was just in a state of melt, whatever that term for melting is, a liquid state,
Yeah. I'm trying to figure out how many
a
drivers are going to show
molten
up to
state.
Irwindale. There you go. I think
How many
Vaughn's
this
going
year?
back to Irwindale. Yeah, Vaughn will be there because I know they had a buy run. They only had one buy run for top 32, which was for Ryan. Since he was it
Mm-hmm.
Ryan? Yeah, it was Ryan because he won the last round prior to the won the previous round rather. Um,
I think it's gonna be wreckers or checkers. That's gonna be great.
yeah, especially with James Dean, and
Yeah,
that's
he's
crazy how an
we're going over
RTR like
there.
let's just yeah, but RTR won last year with a broken car in top 32 because like the
The
whoever I forgot
nitrous.
who they were going to get. Yeah, that was the issue, but I do remember
Kristaps. They were going
uh
against Kristaps, right?
yeah, which they lost to, who they obviously lost against, but it was just whoever was in second place or the runner up rather,
Yeah.
they didn't make it far enough to take the championship.
Yeah.
Um so I do remember that. But I wonder if the same thing will play out.
I don't know because by all the recordings and all the point standings so far, it already shows that James is kind of unbeatable right now in terms of points, regardless. Like if he shows up to the line in top 32, apparently he already has enough points to
Hmm.
where Odie
To
can't
win.
pass him.
Yeah, even if Odie wins first place, correct.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, I wonder if, let's just say he doesn't, right? Let's just say his car breaks in practice and they can't get it back on track. which I imagine they would not. I feel like they would
Nah,
do
there's no
anything to
way.
get that car to the line. Huh?
There's no way they would let that happen.
They would be like, don't even run this round, start it and go to top 32 and leave it alone.
Quite literally, there's no reason to practice.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I agree.
like why would they? He did pretty well at Irwindale last year, did he not?
Yeah, I don't know if I don't know if you saw it, but his crash was crazy.
Yeah, and even still, he did pretty well.
Yeah, with a fucking broken collarbone and
What a
everything.
fucked up car, yeah. So I feel like he doesn't have to really like he could just go up in any setup. He doesn't even have to like worry about setup. He could just go do whatever, regardless. Blow the tires off
That's
and get
true.
a win. Like no
Yeah,
strap. Like it's just
he
a
might
victory
just
lap
go
at this
take
point.
he might just go take a practice run just to make sure the car works, and
Get
then
out
park
with a
it the rest of
woo,
the
with a Ric Flair woo. Just yeah.
No,
I
I like
wouldn't know
Vaughn's.
how to feel. Yeah, no,
Yeah,
Vaughn's shit is crazy. What is his problem? He's pretty much just
yeah.
coming to crash into people this round too.
Vaughn.
Yeah,
Uh, I don't know. He probably wants to win. He does what Atlanta and
yeah. He
Irwindale
doesn't care
now.
what's
Where
going on. He's just trying to have a good time.
I'd like to see him back at a full season.
I don't know. I feel like he doesn't care enough, and I feel like it doesn't matter enough. I feel like he's got his
He,
prodigy thing going on, and I feel like that's working out really well for him.
yeah, I like he's almost outgrown FD.
Yeah, in a sense, I feel like he could just go be a business owner
Yeah,
slash dad and just do the thing. He's been doing
mm-hmm.
it for quite a
That's fair.
while.
Yeah, and then you know who surprised the shit out of me this year is LZ.
That's not
Seeing
really a
him
surprise
like
for me. I feel like.
I don't mean how well he's performing. The
Uh
surprise
huh.
is mostly like the drive to get back into it. Like, oh, I'm only gonna do Long Beach because I'm in the neighborhood.
Oh
I'll
yeah.
do Orlando because I'm also gonna be home. And then that was it. And then he's like, oh shit, I'm doing well.
But yeah,
I think he's
I
like in
mean, you
fifth
can
place right now.
if you watch anything on his channel, you can see it's just like whatever piques the interest at the time is what gets you the
Mm-hmm.
most hooked. Like the dude just does shit straight, just based on like instinct. He's like, I love this right now. I'm gonna
Fucking
do this.
vibes.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
like intrusive
Um,
thoughts all the way.
absolutely. But that's what I'm like. He I would say I have become a fan of him since of my old when I was being a bitter bitch about him petitioning in for his license in what 2019 or whatever year it was. It
Yeah,
was 2019.
I still think
It was
it was pretty silly because he probably could have like won his license at a pro am. But I feel like all the stuff that he had done, regardless, it didn't really
mhm.
matter whether he went and did
Yeah,
that or not. Because he could have
that's
done it
fair.
and just out budgeted everybody, but he didn't do that.
Yeah. Well, we don't know how much money he really has. He probably fucking could be in debt to his eyeballs like everybody else in the world.
I mean,
Um,
probably, but I mean, like back then for sure, he could have definitely went in and like just balled out on everybody, used the
mhm.
grippiest tires, and just won with his cars. But I mean, he left the pro am lane open for people to actually go win that and get there
That's fair. He
instead of
has beat.
using like rich people tactics.
There you go.
I mean,
I need to
I
be
don't know.
rich people. We'll see. I wonder if Odie will hold on to second. Well, it looks like it because Osbo is literally like 65 points, probably less, 55. My
Osbo
math is
is
horrible.
straight chilling right
Not that.
now.
Oh, nope. I missed it. He is 54 points behind.
It's a good drive, but Odie would
56.
have to like just not even try.
Yeah, yeah,
Also, I feel
that's
like his
scary. I
setup is
wonder.
so dialed right now.
Yeah, that guy went through like what 3 engines this year too.
Yeah,
I wonder how much further he would be if he didn't blow any motors. Because
that
didn't he go? He
Atlanta
didn't go out in the
explosion was
finals.
crazy.
Yeah, that was wild. And
Yeah,
then he had another one fucking happen. What was it? The event after that?
yeah.
Wall? No, not Wall.
Orlando.
They haven't fucking went to Wall in years. Yeah, Orlando. He blew another one, and then there wasn't there another issue, or was that Simon's engine in New Jersey?
I think he blew two at Orlando, if I remember correctly.
Fuck, man. I
I
wonder
think
if he's paying
like
for those.
yeah, I have no idea. That's a lot of crazy shit though. I would have called it quits
Yeah,
after
that's what
one.
I. You know what's crazy is it's like a lot of people will have like a really good recipe. They'll be like, "This has been working for me for years. I've
Yeah.
had 1,000 horsepower," and they'll be like, "Well, next year we're gonna try a new crank," and and it bit him in the ass. Like, what did you even try it for?
Why did you
Um,
do that?
yeah,
You didn't reap any
yeah.
rewards from that.
Don't
You just found pain.
don't fix what ain't broke. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, the horsepower seem to have settled. No one's still trying to get 15, 1,600 horsepower anymore. They kind of let that go. Even what even Dean Carnage, like, didn't his car at one point have like 1,400 horsepower,
I think it was somewhere of
and
like
he's backed off.
15, but it was boost by gear.
What's
So
that?
like he would have like the most horsepower in like the highest gear.
That would make more sense.
Yeah, if I remember
Isn't
correctly,
that
that's what
a
he
form of
said.
traction control?
Uh,
Yeah, but wouldn't that be like a
mm, I
kinda,
guess so.
kinda,
Yeah, but I
kinda?
mean,
Because
if you
if
think
you,
about it, though, your car will make different boosts and like different amounts of boosts in different gears, just based on load.
yeah, but boost by gear, you can also, let's just say, just throw Ryan Turk's
Restricted.
car out there for, yeah, but let's just say if you have boost by gear, now you can also do RPM by gear. Let's just say first gear he has, 9,000, second gear 9,000, third gear 9,000, but fourth gear he's going to limit to 7,200 because that's where he needs to be to flat foot the fucking corners and not have to worry about overspinning the throttle,
Yeah,
like, or overspinning the tires. Like, there's that aspect of it too.
yeah. I mean, they could do
That's what
that
I'm
in
like.
the map for
Boost by
sure.
gear
Like
is
just
technically, I think that's how they've gotten away with quote unquote their traction control. Because I have heard rumors that, like, oh yeah, they have traction control. I'm like, I don't think they're allowed to have it, but that does make sense because there's no rule against doing that.
yeah, no, not really. But I mean, I feel like it's just so much effort. You could just drive a car that works like other people instead of doing all the crazy shit.
That's not even a lot of work. That's like one input. That's just
Yeah,
knowing your computer knowing what gear you're in, and then it's just taking like a simple input to know, like, hey, don't allow this when we're at this when we have this input on, like the way ECUs work and stuff like that. Like if this input is activated, which is fourth gear, right?
yeah,
Don't allow it to go to 70 past 7,200 RPMs.
yeah.
But third gear 9,000.
I feel like they would probably look at that. I feel like
I
they would
think even if
probably.
they did, it may not matter. That might be a loophole.
It
This
might
is just theory. Yeah, this is just theory. I don't know. Is it a form of traction control?
because they're
Kinda.
looking at these logs, though, right? They're pulling
Yeah,
data on the
but even if
cars.
they are, yeah, but how much data are they pulling?
I don't know. I mean, they're pulling the map from the
That's
ECU, which would show if they have the access with the program, they would be able to see everything. I feel like,
that's true. That's
considering
true.
they're running like a what do you call it in Prospec, how they're all running the Link ECU.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Right,
Oh, I looked into it to see how much it was going to cost me, like to just to have it. Not that I plan on doing pro spec or anything, but just
right.
to have a pro spec ready car in case I ever want to sell it. It's like 5 grand
Mm.
by the time you're all done. I think the ECU and harness is like $2,500. Um, since I'm running like E85 and a few and nitrous, it's going to be a little bit different. It adds
I
another
bet
cost, and then finding a tuner.
I bet all the guys that didn't pitch to Link ECU before that whole thing were probably pissed. All
Yeah,
the
because
guys
they're
that
probably
weren't
like,
already
"Fuck!" Like,
sponsored.
yep, the guys who went like Terminator because it was probably like the best bang for buck route.
Yeah. And then they're like, actually, no thank you.
Yeah, but whatever.
That's silly
Um,
stuff.
did you hear about No Coast? There was
Yeah,
a
dude, I
fire there, and
saw
they were trying to get him to pay for it or some shit like that.
a fire.
Yeah, I saw it on Facebook.
That's crazy.
Um, something happened, and someone like started a GoFundMe, and then Dan ended up just returning all the money. He's like, "No, no, we don't need all that. I
Oh,
took care of it." I
what the
guess
fuck?
the track one. I don't know the whole story, just bits and pieces of it. I guess they just wanted. There was a fire. Let me see if I can find it.
Isn't he part of like the ownership though? They having some internal qualms going on.
I don't know.
I'd have to see.
And it's all gone.
Yeah, probably. Because it's called Suica Circuit, right? Suica Circuit.
What? I'm not sure.
You see that entry contest they were doing though? That shit was pretty sick.
I did not.
Yeah, I saw one dude with an E46. He had fucking Kimbo Slice on his back windshield, like a super big like graphic of Kimbo Slice.
Mm,
Yeah, and he did a crazy entry, smashed the wall. It was pretty sick.
mm.
Real manly shit.
Oh, they deleted all the fucking posts about it.
He should have
No, they didn't.
screenshotted. Rookie mistake.
No, 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 no. I didn't care as much. At the time, at the time, I didn't know I could use it as a topic of the conversation. I did forget that we were starting this shit show though, and this is what the future has to store, has in store rather. Oh, I did find a post where they ended up backing off of the original post. Let me see if I can find the original post though. No dice. Okay, I'll I'll just read the post. Oh shit! Fuck me. Oh no, we're good. I'll read the post where he ended up like updating everybody, and it wasn't. This isn't Dan. I'm not even gonna say the person's name just for privacy reasons. I don't want to be a
Mm-hmm.
dick. I lost it again. Fuck me. All right. Hey guys, thanks for the support. Uh, I'm just gonna read it word for word. So if it don't make sense, I'm reading it as
Bar
it's
for bar.
as it. Yeah. Hey guys, thanks for the support for the donations. They were all refunded, as you have probably seen. Dan has it handled with everyone involved, including the city. He ultimately did not want to accept the donations as they were not needed at the end of the day. Positive outcomes are the best. Um, yeah, it had some. I saw. Remember seeing something about a fire had happened, and they got a fine of some sort. But I guess they got it
S-
figured out.
City was probably waiting on their demise. Sounds like they're getting too lit.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. Like all you damn sideshows. Um,
Yeah, everything's a sideshow.
People are dicks.
Tire smoke, sideshow. On the track, sideshow.
Yeah, I know. Mm-hmm. Maybe you should throw a sideshow event
It'd
at
probably
NOLA.
work out pretty well. People where I live love that shit.
You think so?
Oh, I don't think so.
Really?
I know so. I see
Yeah,
some
that makes
people.
sense. I could see the. I've been to New
Yeah.
Orleans a couple times. I can see people enjoying that in that area.
Yeah, I've never even seen one in New Orleans, but like I see it online all the time in the town over from me. Some of those guys
Oh
get
shit!
a little
Really?
crazy.
Speaking of New Orleans,
Yeah,
I
but
think I kind
apparently
of want to
50
go back.
Cent's going to make it better.
Yeah, hasn't he been doing a bunch of shit in like Shreveport? Is it Shreveport or
Yeah,
Shreveport?
Shreveport.
Okay.
Yeah, he's been over there.
Look at him.
He's been camping out, dude, just chilling. It's one of the worst
Look
places
at
to
him.
drive through ever.
Why?
Ah, the road's pretty shit. It's notorious for taking people out on trips. Just
I
from living over
didn't.
here, I've seen like so many people traveling across just get into Shreveport, just blow tires out and shit, or damage their trailers. It's crazy.
Oh shit! Really?
Yeah,
Isn't that where Jan's from, or was from, rather?
yeah, yeah. That's where he used to live. Um, and then Ryan and some of the other guys,
Oh,
they're all
that.
from over there.
Okay.
Yeah, Ryan
That
was a
makes sense.
sponsored driver.
I remember. I remember. Is he still driving?
Yeah, he's still driving. He's got that K swap car, and he's got a kid now,
That
little
makes
little
sense. Okay.
toddler. I don't even know if
Kids
it's a
slow things
toddler.
down a little
So
bit.
it's 3 months old.
No, that's a newborn.
That's a newborn. Yep.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
that's a newborn. Yeah, kids usually slow things down for a little while until they get back. So I get it.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's definitely a move that most people are making right now. It's like the kid.
All of your friends are at that age.
Oh yeah, they're all doing that thing, getting pregnant. Some of them getting
Mm,
pregnant twice,
dude,
forever
I'm
locked in.
35. I'm 35, and I'm seeing like my peers from high school or just people around my age in general, like just peers, barely starting their families in their mid 30s. And I get it to a certain extent. You can financially probably afford it now.
Yeah,
But oh my fucking god, if I had to hold a baby right now and stay up for fucking all night, I would fucking lose my. I'd drive really fast into a wall and take off my seatbelt
yeah. I couldn't imagine even
right
like
before
doing
impact.
that though.
Ugh,
Older or
it's
not, staying up all night with a baby sounds like hell.
yeah. I got a 13-year-old. Does he give me shit? Yes, but he don't fucking cry all night. So we,
Just start
I got
adopting.
that going for me. No, I'm
Start
good.
adopting
I'm
all
good.
the grown up kids.
I'll adopt more dogs. Um, yeah, I'll get more dogs before I get kids.
Yeah, your dog
What
collection is
event? What
pretty
other
big.
events are you gonna drive this year?
Events this year, I'm not too sure. I know right now I can go to this one in Arkansas that my friend John's putting on. It's supposed to be pretty good tandem events. I'm going to go do that. It's at an airport. It's actually an active
Nice.
airport, but we have a section that they let them use.
How
It's
does that
like the
work?
most sandpaper surface of all time, but
That doesn't
it's
sound
pretty
good.
good. It's like the super
Uh,
gritty sandpaper, like the chunking your tires type of surface, but it's whatever.
uh, sounds like
It's super fast.
what Grange was before.
Oh yeah,
Oh man, it was miserable before.
Grange was ashy.
AVS now, since it's been changed and rebought, it is like a dream there. Like
Yeah,
it's good. It's
and their
not
whole
miserable
membership
anymore.
thing looks pretty good too.
I haven't even looked into that. What do they? What's that
Yeah,
offer?
dude, it looks pretty good. Like based on what I could see just from like a little post they make, it seems like a pretty good deal for a driver for sure.
Was it like a few $100 a year?
Yeah, and you drift
Um,
anytime. With
for
the amount
what?
of people that like are in the community, it would definitely be a thing worth doing. For them for sure. Like I don't see them losing money from somebody drifting too much. Or one person benefiting more than another.
You got a gate entry membership for $100, which waives the $10 entry fee. So if you go there more than 10 times a year, I guess it makes sense. They got the $365 membership, which is what drive any open practice 365 days a year. Membership waives the driver's registration fee for 1 year. Must submit open practice request form and prepay the $10 gate fee. Walk-ins not accepted. Annual pass cannot be shared with others. That makes sense. Driver's license to check in. Be sure to bring it at the start of date. Actual pass will begin on the payment date and expires 1 year later. I guess their full membership is both of those. So you would get the drive any open practice 365 days a year, and then you don't have to pay any time their gate entry fee of $10 anytime you go. That's
It's
not
pretty
bad.
fat.
Yeah, that might even save you more money. And then it's a really good test spot now,
Yeah, it is. You got like
especially
all
since
kinds
they
of different
widened.
elements.
Yeah, especially since they widened it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Did you
it's a
see that
really good.
that Matt Field and Julian from Animal Style content?
I did. I was wondering what was going on with that, and I did ask some questions. I was like, "Hey, is he going to be driving that car next year for Prospect or something?" And they said no.
It'd be really cool if he was.
It would. But doesn't he? I don't know anything about him, but haven't hasn't he said he doesn't like FD or some shit like that?
Um, I mean, technically, from a technical standpoint, you could say yes, but it's not necessarily from a hating FDs, thing. There's clips of him explaining it in full depth, but you know, I feel like it's something that anybody would do given the current circumstances,
Mm.
or given the right circumstances, I should say.
Yeah.
Uh, I definitely feel like it's just beneficial for Matt, though, just have somebody of that level to drive with, to practice.
Are those coilovers that he has on his cars? Are those like just single adjustable coilovers?
Yeah, probably,
Huh.
depending which ones.
Pick a car. Could be the S14, the C6, his comp C6.
Oh, I'm not even too sure, man. I know he runs Part Shop Max, right?
That's what I was saying. I don't think they have. I don't think they offer. Which obviously I could be wrong. Um.
They probably do, but it's probably just like you know, for his program type of thing.
Oh no, I see it on their website. They do.
They do.
Yeah, I could. I was about to ask about this misspeak, like I have
Yeah, I
plenty
wonder
of
how
times in the
many.
past. Yeah, it looks
I
like
wonder
they
how
do.
many drivers they have running their
But
stuff.
uh, that's a great question. I know fucking Matt's like their poster boy.
Yeah, Matt, Mad Mike,
Oh, Chris isn't Chris Forsberg part
Chris
shop Mac? Oh,
Forsberg.
but
Yes,
he's on
that's
BC
true.
Racing. But he's
Yeah,
also
not
a BC
coilovers.
Racing. Yeah. So I wonder what else he would have. Chris the Force Forsberg. I don't know. Is he still on fucking? Let me see.
Chris has got to be on BC still.
Maybe, maybe not. I'm trying to see. Does he have a West? He does have a website. Oh wow, look at this guy. He's fancy.
I'm glad Chris is
I don't.
trying to speed his car up though.
He's been super adamant for like the past several years to just chill
Yeah,
and to slow the cars down so they can get better, just overall, like tandems and shit. I know he's been like super adamant about that.
yeah, definitely. But on that podcast deal or whatever they're talking about, he's talking about how they redid the whole rear suspension, trying to get more drive.
Mm-hmm.
Because all those Z's just seem super slow. Like in comparison to all the other cars for whatever reason. Like Jeff Jones, his car just kind of picks a speed and just stays there, I feel like.
You think so? I feel
Yeah,
like.
like
Oh yeah, Chris is still on BC. Um. Oh yeah, he is probably on Part Shop Max, if I'm not mistaken.
on the coilovers.
Probably, unless he's on Feel. I mean, I don't know. I'm just fucking guessing at the moment,
Are you talking about Matt or
but I could
Chris?
have sworn. I'm talking about Jeff.
Oh, Jeff, I have no idea. I wonder.
I'm curious too because I know he runs their angle kits and stuff, doesn't he?
It makes sense in my head. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I'm looking online too, but nothing's coming up. I hate not having a fucking second screen right now. I need to go buy. I definitely need to order myself a USB situation. This way, I can have my screen up. My what is this shit?
I
My
could make a
audio
guesstimate.
interface. My
I can make a guesstimate that he
I think it's
is
Part Shop
because
Max.
most of the cars are slow.
Not Matt's. I feel like
Not
Matt's car is
Matt's.
not slow.
Matt's probably got the best Corvette in the series, I feel like.
Absolutely, I think he does. Um,
I may say
I hear
he probably has the best Corvette in pro drifting. I think.
absolutely that thing
Yeah.
is wild.
Even the
Have you been
FDF
following
guy
that
building
C8
two
then?
of them, I don't think his cars are better. Because it's just a different kind of like
Oh,
I feel like he changed the
Josiah.
steering too much. Yeah. Like now it's like all
Oh, did he?
wisecrabby. Like it's
Is
too
it?
twitchy. You know what I mean?
Hey, I have Wise Fab. Don't say that.
Well, I didn't say wise fab. I said wise crab. You know what I'm saying? It's just
That's like an
different
insult.
thing. They
It's
mean
like
different
a.
things these days. Back in the day, it was
That's fair.
definitely an insult.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. But it looks cool.
It does look
I hope
cool,
mine
but
doesn't drive
it
cool. I get
it
it.
just doesn't suit it. Like it
I
just changed the
wonder.
whole spirit of the car. I feel like
I wonder if he's going to bring that C8 for next year, or if he's going to be in the C6 again.
he'll probably be in the C6. I feel like that C8 is going
Think
to be a
so?
really good demo car,
Mm-hmm.
like for grid lives and stuff like that. Because he hasn't really been doing much of that lately.
No, I think he's been like fucking wrenching away on that car,
Yeah,
which I get.
it's been a really good
It's a,
build.
it was at Irwindale last year. I remember
Yeah,
I saw it. It was obviously it was just like pieced together. So they just
yeah,
kind of like had the wide body kit on it and the motor in it. That was it.
yeah.
There's nothing else.
I really enjoy the build. I've been watching it from the jump, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like
Uh-huh.
it's pretty good. I feel like it's pretty good stuff. I enjoy watching some of the stuff that he's doing,
Yeah.
um, and especially the rush for getting the fitment right too is pretty good. I like that. 'Cause it's a crazy
Yeah.
kit.
You're gonna be upset about the fitment
Yeah, probably. I mean, in
on
person, it probably
on
wasn't
this
set up
guy.
very good,
On this car, you're gonna be not happy with it.
dude. You're gonna figure it out.
The It's kind of miserable. I think I have to change wheels.
That's crazy. Are they too
Mm,
aggressive or not
a little bit.
enough?
I think they're not enough.
Oh, what are the
It
specs
might just be
anyways? Like
settings.
18 by 10.5.
The fronts are 18 by 9.5 plus 22. The
Uh-huh.
rears are 10.5 plus 10 or 12, something like that. I
Hmm.
can't remember the exact number. It's one or the other.
Slap a spacer on there.
Yeah, that's fine. I can slap a spacer in the back. The front is the problem because if you go on fucking WiseFab's website, it'll tell you what offset you need to be.
Yeah.
So it's recommended at 135. And I looked at it the other day. Let me double check. I want to say I'm close to that. God damn
I'll tell you what. If
it.
Naoki can run 20s on a GR86, I think you can do it, man.
Who?
Naoki.
He's running 20s?
Have you seen those things?
No, that's crazy. What tire is he running?
Volino. So it's that they made some rule in Japanese drifting in like
Uh-huh.
D1 and FD, I think, about something
Mhm.
about rolling resistance in the tire and them having to be like a certain size to pass. And a lot of the guys ended up on like 20s.
20s? That seems like a pain in the ass to spin.
Yeah, like a 285 something 20. They even made like a specific tire from Volino just to run that. When he was running that V8 S13, like he would run those big ass wheels on there. But then now they're on the GR86. So,
You gotta see him.
same wheels.
Oh, never mind. My current back spacing with my spacers right now is because I have 20 millimeter spacers on for the quote unquote adapters I'm running since my wheels are 5 by 114.
Yeah.
My current back spacing is 133. The recommended back spacing per WiseFab is 135. I can't remember where the fuck that's at.
Right on the money. Are you on the
Uh,
WiseFab Fitment calculator right now, dude?
I am.
I use that shit all the time.
Do you really? Yeah,
Yeah.
it works. And then it tells you to run your toe negative too. I'm like, are you sure? Are you sure? Because this is the first I'm hearing of running it negative. Um,
Running what negative?
Negative 2 millimeters in, or is negative out?
Negative is
Toe
out,
out.
sir.
Oh, I'll shut my stupid mouth.
Yeah, a lot of people seem to
Okay, good
have
to
that
know.
misconception in their head that negative is still in.
Yeah, run negative 4 camber. Okay, I can do that.
It actually says 153 of backspacing
It says what?
for the E9. BMW 9X.
Yeah, what's the recommendation?
What's your wheel size and
It's
tire
not on
size?
there, so I played with it a little bit. Obviously, it's 235 40 18, 9.5 inch wheel, 20 millimeter offset. And then for spacer, I put 18 because even though I'm 22, I put 18 to make the offset make sense.
Wait, you saying you couldn't find the 20 millimeter offset? Because I see it right here.
No, I found 20. It doesn't have 22,
Oh,
which is kind of odd because that's a super common one.
yeah, for S chassis.
Just in general. My VMRs were the same.
I'm saying,
So right now I'm at
yeah,
133 of
133.
backspacing. But yeah, what did you say about they was recommended what?
No, that was with the general stuff on there with the 8.5 inch wheel.
Hmm. Yeah, and then I have the maybe I need to back off the camber a little bit because the camber seems to be super aggressive right now. I think it's like at 5.
Yeah, probably. It all depends on like how your wheels fit, so
Mm-hmm.
and how you want the car to steer.
I want self steer. I don't want to work for it.
Yeah, I mean,
I
you'll
did
think you'll
that.
have that regardless because of how the car drives.
I think so too. We'll see.
Yeah, I
Part of
feel
me
like
just wants to
the
put the car together and not even worry about painting it right now.
yeah,
Maybe I'll rip it apart during this winter and then paint it.
I definitely think like at least getting the interior painted and everything dialed in would definitely help you out getting comfortable and all that shit.
Yeah, that's
Like
fair.
right now, I'm just cleaning up my car a whole bunch. So I can just not feel bad driving it around, But I want to get one of those like backseat delete panels because I don't have back seats, and I kind of want to mount um, my nitrous mount not to the back of my seat.
Mm-hmm. We'll see.
It's really not that deep.
But okay, um, who the hell do you want to have on?
Uh, Somebody interesting. What do you want to do? Like you want to do like somebody that's like competing, or do somebody that's like driving pretty cool,
You
or
know who
what?
I think would be a good person to have on? Sarah Royden. Did I
Oh
pronounce her
yeah.
fucking name wrong? Do you know who she is?
Does she announce right?
Yeah.
Yeah, for
She drives. She announces. I probably pronounced her name wrong. Yeah, I think she'd be a cool guest just because she does everything. She does like obviously she announces for like the comps, and then she does. She's a driver herself. I don't know if she competes. I don't think so. But I guess we can
okay.
cross that bridge and find out when we get there.
Yeah,
She'd be like a pretty cool person to have on. I don't know who else.
everybody's one battle away from competing, so
You think so?
I mean, pretty much. You
You
do one
think you all
battle
would
and then you're
compete?
competing, right?
Well, I don't know. This isn't to be competition focused. This is just drifting focused.
Yeah, that's all part of
uh,
drifting.
that's fair. I don't know. Somebody who does drifting. This probably isn't coming out till at least next week, like the 15th or 16th, the
Hmm.
week of. Because I gotta avoid the other two main podcasts debut days.
Understandable. We're
Yeah.
not trying to compete with anybody here.
No,
We're just
not at
trying
all.
to have a good time, chill and chat.
Absolutely. I'll probably release this maybe even Friday on the 13th, or if not the 20th.
Yeah, we're
We'll see.
specifically here talking shit.
Yeah. So most of you guys can go fuck yourself. I'm just kidding. I probably
Yeah,
shouldn't
you
start it out
could.
like that.
I mean,
Um,
more than likely, shout out to the 5 people that will watch this all the way through.
Woo! That's not a
Shout
Von
out to
Woo
you.
either. Yeah, thank you. We'll see. I did lock myself out of the freaking my account, or the Drifting Prom account, which this will be turning into.
Yeah, you can
Um,
just. Oh wait, but then you'd have to be in there to approve it.
what?
Um, I was gonna say
That'll
you could
happen
do like the
Friday.
collaborative posts.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm gonna do that on Friday.
Yeah.
I'll just release everything on Friday at once, because I'll be able to work on it Thursday.
See, I like those kind of drops too because nobody's expecting shit. You're not like pre-hyping shit up. You just
No,
do it and let it do its thing.
yeah, and hope for the best. And then,
Yeah.
yeah, I guess I'll hit up Sarah, and then probably try to keep Friday release dates. I don't know if we're gonna
Yeah.
do weekly or bi-weekly. Probably bi-weekly.
Whatever works.
Yeah, I think I could
You
do
got to keep it
bi-weekly right
interesting.
now. Absolutely. Right now, I can keep it bi-weekly because with trying to finish my car, and then
Yeah.
living my whole other life. So we'll see.
Do
But
you
all right,
want to
man.
give? Wait.
What?
Do you want to give a breakdown of where your car's at currently?
On jack stands?
That
Let's.
does constitute being broken down.
Yeah. It's not. It's. I want to say the majority of the fab work is done. The cage is in. The seat's gonna be isn't moving. The shifter is where it's staying. I just redid the handbrake today because I didn't like the
That
way it
looks
came out.
great. That
I
looks
did not
great.
like the way it came out. It's okay. It's better than what it was. It's
Yeah.
not what I wanted. I probably would have did it a little differently had I known.
Yeah.
And then I am finding a lot of problems with my welder. I have a Lincoln 180, so it
Hmm.
kind of has these things where it's like A B C D E for heat, and then your
Yeah.
speed is like adjustable because it doesn't lock itself into A B C D E,
Uh huh.
where it kind of you can kind of fine tune it. But the voltage side, which is A B C D E, that's it. That's all you get. So if I'm stuck between D and E, or where I need to be in between D and E. For instance, my roll cage, I had to basically tack weld the whole thing together because
Oh,
if I held it too long on E, it
it
would
would
fucking
overheat.
put a hole in it. Yep,
Yeah.
and then I was not getting enough penetration and heat out of the D section
So
selection
that's
rather.
when
Um,
is it a TIG welder or what? Like,
no, this is just a MIG Lincoln 180
okay,
from
so that's where a TIG
Home
welder would
Depot.
come in handy.
No, no, no. This is where a better MIG welder would come in handy. I mean, there's nothing
Okay,
wrong with MIG.
gotcha. Yeah, I
I
know
could have
that,
grabbed
but
my
like,
TIG.
I feel like
I'm
people
just not
use the
great.
TIG for like more intricate welds and stuff, right?
Yes and no. I mean, obviously, it's mostly in the welder. This welder doesn't have like any pulsing features or anything like that, so you can't like retract the heat or
Yeah.
lower the
Okay.
heat at all. Like,
Gotcha.
there's no settings.
It's just full
So I'm
balls.
actually gonna get rid of this one. I'm gonna get rid of this one, and then I'm gonna order another one that has more adjustability. But I'm gonna go with that same brand that I got my TIG,
Yeah.
whatever's like a prime weld.
Yeah.
They have one like with the adjustability I need to be able to actually like set the machine properly to get a proper weld.
Yeah.
And the only reason I learned that was like the other day I was welding something else, and I was like, "Oh, this is how you're supposed to weld. This makes sense." I swear to God, I was just holding the gun, and I was like, "Wait, why isn't it melting?" I was like, "Oh, this is the proper setting. That's why." Yeah, it's
That's
it's
the
been fucking
breakthrough.
annoying. Yeah, it's kind of annoying, but it is what it. But I learned that way. Cage is a bit of a concern with the welds. I think I might be fucked out of 2 grand and several days of work. So we'll find out.
I
We'll
mean,
see.
a grinder
The
and
welds are
paint.
they're no, they're like it's welded. It just does not look good, like at all.
Yeah.
Like it's not gonna. I have no doubt in my mind that it's gonna hold up. Like even if I wrecked really bad, it'll hold up. It just doesn't look good, and people will be like, "I don't like the way it looks." Therefore,
It's
like you can
trash.
fuck off. Yeah,
Right.
like I watched everything fucking melt together. Like
Yeah.
I know it got hot enough, but just the way it looks, it's unfortunate.
Yeah, but I mean, I
We'll
feel
see.
like at that point it's not just up to looks. You know what I mean? Like if it's structurally
Yeah,
sound, I feel like you can do the thing.
yeah, we'll see. I think the only place I would have a hard time getting it into is going to be Sonoma because they're
Yeah.
pretty strict because they're a NASCAR track, so they are anal
Yeah.
about their shit. So we'll see. But then I've seen some other cars that have been there, and I'm like, I'm good.
Yeah.
I am a okay. Yeah.
I see some nice cages though coming out up there. I feel like.
The area? Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I think Matt's the only one that's doing them, or the drift cage rather. Drift cave
Uh.
cave.
Yeah, I've seen the guy that drove his other car
Oh, Evan.
doing
Yeah, that's
those
right.
too.
Evan does them
Yeah.
too. Yeah, Evan does really good work though.
Yeah. I
Uh,
I like I've seen some of the stuff he posts and I'm like, oh hell yeah. And I see like he
mhm.
does those little group buy deals or whatever, and looks pretty good.
Yeah. I, originally, I was going to ask him to weld in my cage, but my money kind of changed recently, so I was like, never mind. I'll have to do it
Very
myself.
reasonable.
So we'll see what happens. I think probably like this time next year, I'll be in a different situation, like financially, so we're good there.
Yeah.
Um, but we'll see. I might have to put another car together. This might turn into uh, a like a super cheap car eventually, with just happens to have a cage in it.
I mean, honestly, it's
Um,
really not a bad gig. You know, it's like
yeah.
the test mule.
Well, I was supposed to have that 2 cars ago, so so here we
Listen,
are.
you can't rush the process.
Oh, watch me.
I mean, at least you know it's a car that could work potentially.
Yeah, we'll see. Um, but what else is in there? What else is done? Oh, I did the handbrake today. That's not done either. I just like tacked it up. I haven't
Yeah,
finished that.
you should
I need to
definitely
add some.
box the top of it so it
That's
doesn't
I was just gonna
like
say.
do the.
It is flimsy. It is doing that right now.
Okay, yeah,
I do have to box the top, and then I do have to cut out a small center section in it um, for some clearance issues for the rod that goes through. Because right now
right.
it's like I just have a hole there, but it's rubbing,
Hmm.
so you can feel like the interference when you're pulling it. I have that, and then I have to get the dash situated. So I essentially have an E36 carbon dash that I have to kind of cut up in a way, and it's cut up so badly. I kind of regret it. I should have just kept the E90 fucking um, dash, but it was
Did you cut
free.
that one up already, or?
I think I threw it away.
Uh,
Yeah, I did throw it away.
I mean, you
I
can
threw it in the
probably find
garbage.
another one.
Yeah, but we'll see. I'm gonna try to make this one work first.
Yeah,
It'll just be like a sectional piece where it'll have 2 sections to it. It's not just gonna be one solid piece.
yeah, because I
And
mean,
then
the
I have
passenger side doesn't necessarily need a whole dash section.
I'm trying to keep it like legal though for comp purposes.
Oh, is that a thing?
Not that I Yeah, you have to have a stock dash of some sort.
Oh,
I don't know if
yeah.
you have to have the stock dash.
I don't think that's a
Um,
thing because I've seen the rule in like FD where you have to have a factory looking dash or whichever. But
mhm.
Dylan Hughes' car has like a 240 SX dash in it.
That's what I mean. Like you don't. Does he?
Yeah,
Yeah, you just need a stock looking dash. So it doesn't mean like a factory dash. You just can't have like a aluminum style fucking race dash like
yeah,
NASCAR dash.
like the RTR cars used to have.
Yeah, yeah, the old ones. Um, yeah, that's the only thing. I think I can make it work, and I'm trying to make it like a quick release style, so I can just
Hmm.
click the little buttons to get them out. Um, I have to cut that up, get that done, and then I still have to make a rear firewall and rear window.
Yeah, that's gonna be the interesting
Uh,
part.
no, it's pretty straightforward. I got it figured out for the most part.
Yeah,
It is kind of hard because I'm not a fabricator by any means. I'm just some guy in a garage who can't afford to pay somebody else to do it. Um, I do have the roll cage to work around,
Yeah.
so there's that. But I bought a TV a couple months ago, so I kept the fucking box, so I can try, so I can try to make the firewall
Some
out
cardboard
of
aided
that.
design. That's
Yes,
the good shit.
that's the CAD stuff. Yeah, so I'll do that, and then what else do I have left? I think that's the biggest thing. I mean, if I wanted to, I can. I know we talked about it the other day. I was going to drop the subframe. I didn't get to any of that. I've been sick since
Understandable.
Wednesday.
Dude,
Yeah,
my car is in the
today's the first.
driveway right now on jack stands. I've been ignoring it. Like,
I heard that.
I put it up in the air and
Um,
I've just been,
you're like, that's enough.
yeah.
Yeah. I would have liked to have gotten more done this weekend, but I actually got sick on Wednesday, so I haven't. I was kind of like had to get like hooked up to fluids like through
Yeah.
IV. I was like
Oh, man.
dehydrated. I'm good now, but
Yeah, you
today
can't
was
really
like the
play with
first
that
day I
heat,
worked
dude.
on it. It had nothing to do with that. I
Really?
wish it was the heat.
Oh, man.
I just got sick, and then so I worked on it for the first day today, and I only worked on it for like maybe 3 or 4 hours, and all I
Yeah.
did was the handbrake thing. I wasn't really in a hurry.
That's a lot more than I did.
Yeah.
I fucking
Also,
wiped my
oh,
car
I also
off.
cleaned the garage. Yeah, I cleaned the garage too. But yeah, tomorrow I'm gonna work on it some more after work, even though it's gonna be absolutely miserable again. Um, and hopefully I can wrap up the handbrake situation because it's still not done, and then
Yeah.
maybe start cutting the dash up so I can have that complete and done. But I'm
Yeah, that'd be
still
pretty
kind of on
sweet.
the fence of just finishing the car and putting it all together.
Hmm.
But then again, I do want to paint the interior, so I'm like, I'm torn.
Yeah,
Oh, and
hit
I
it with
still need
that
to do the
black,
harness
dude.
bars. I need to do the harness bars too.
I wonder when I'm gonna do the whole cage thing. Probably not very soon.
You
I
still
don't
not
really see
caged?
the need. I don't really see the need. Everywhere I go, I just pass tech somehow and drive with whoever I want. So
It hasn't been an issue yet. That's fair.
exactly.
It's not really an issue here either for a tandem. I feel like
Yeah.
we're not going fast enough. I'm pretty sure. Obviously, if you go to Sonoma, you're gonna have to have the cage situation. But yeah, I don't think you're going fast enough at the majority of these tracks. Like
Right.
the ones we do have open tandems, which is balcony. That one can fuck you up for sure. You probably should
Yeah,
have the
there's a lot
cage
of
there.
fucking walls.
Yeah.
I gotta
But
take a piss. Hold on.
ABS. All right. I guess we'll work on hitting other people up to be on
Yeah.
and get to
If you
have
need,
conversations
I
with
know
them.
other people that can yap too. So,
Well, you have to be on too, so
oh yeah, I know. I'm just saying, like, for guests as well. Like, we'll just make a guest pool and see who we can get on.
no, that works. It's pretty simple to do the like scheduling and shit. You just ask people like, "Hey, do you want to be on?" And they usually say yes or no. And you usually tell them like, "This is the time we record."
Yeah.
Um, that's pretty straightforward. And then sometimes you'll have to like work with them a little bit. They'll be like, "Hey, can you do 6 o'clock instead of 5 because I'm busy. I'm having dinner with my family." And then a lot of people have normal lives where they have dinner at 7 8 every night and in bed by
Yeah.
9:30. So there's be mindful of that too.
That sounds very reasonable. I mean,
It
I
is.
usually don't
It
even
is. What
get
time is it
home.
there?
It's 11:40 right now.
Okay, so we're 2 hours apart. Okay, I'll be mindful of that too.
Yeah. I
What
mean,
time
I'm
do you
not.
norm?
I usually am already in bed, but I'm used to I'm used to being awake all night and shit like that most of the time.
Okay.
I've just been sleeping a lot earlier lately. Not really for any particular reason.
No, I'm trying to. I try to be up at 5 a.m. every day. That
I
doesn't always
am.
happen. So, yeah, I do try to be in bed myself by at least 10, 11
Yeah.
o'clock the latest.
It doesn't really
Yeah.
benefit me anything like going to sleep super early. It's just because I get bored.
Uh,
But
I wish I was bored. But
yeah,
yeah. All right. So I'll be mindful of that. And then I guess thanks for listening to our first podcast.
we did good, team.